The X-Rail aliens were known throughout the galaxy for their ruthlessness. They had wiped out countless civilizations, leaving a trail of destruction wherever they went. Now, they set their sights on Earth. To them, Earth was a small, insignificant planet, an easy target. The X-Rail thought humanity would fall easily, just like the others before them. The galaxy watched with bated breath, certain that Earth wouldn't stand a chance. But what they didn't expect was that Earth would not go down without a fight. When the X-Rail arrived, they found nothing but silence. Earth didn't have the advanced weapons or powerful armies the aliens were used to fighting. At first, the X-Rail thought they had already won. They sent their massive ships to orbit Earth and began their invasion with overwhelming force. However, the humans on the ground had other plans. Instead of engaging in direct combat, these ordinary humans, with their creativity and resourcefulness, started working behind the scenes. They hacked into the X-Rail's communication systems, causing confusion and delay. They used their knowledge of the alien technology to sabotage the invaders' weapons. The X-Rail, who prided themselves on their advanced technology, had no idea what was happening. They assumed they were under attack by some unseen force, something they couldn't even comprehend. They were in total disarray. As the battle raged on, the humans continued to work, quietly turning the tide in their favor. They disabled the X-Rail's key defense systems, rendering their advanced weapons useless. But the humans didn't stop there. They went one step further and started stealing the X-Rail's technology, using it against them. The aliens couldn't understand how their once unbeatable weapons were suddenly failing them. The final showdown came when the X-Rail decided to launch an all-out assault on Earth's last remaining defense. They sent their elite forces, confident that they could finish the job. But as the aliens descended on Earth, they found something that left them stunned. Their own weapons were being used against them. The humans had carefully studied and adapted the stolen alien technology. They had created traps using the X-Rail's own weapons and set them up in key locations. The X-Rail were caught in their own traps, ships were disabled, soldiers were left helpless, and the alien forces were thrown into chaos. No human fired a single shot. Instead, they had outsmarted the aliens at every turn. The X-Rail had no idea how to fight back against an enemy that didn't rely on brute force. The aliens' advanced weapons were now turned against them, and they could do nothing to stop it. The battle ended with the capture of the X-Rail commander. He was stunned, unable to comprehend how a small, seemingly weak species had managed to defeat his powerful forces without even firing a weapon. The X-Rail had been humiliated by their inability to fight against an enemy that used intelligence instead of violence. The galaxy watched in disbelief as Earth's small team of humans stood victorious. The X-Rail, who had once been the most feared race in the galaxy, retreated in shame, unable to explain how they had been outwitted. Earth, a planet that had been underestimated by everyone, had become the symbol of survival and intelligence. The galaxy, once sure that Earth was no match for the power of the X-Rail, now saw humanity in a new light. They had proven that the greatest weapon was not brute force, but the ability to think, adapt, and outsmart an opponent. Earth didn't need advanced technology or superhuman strength. What they had was their brains, their creativity, and their will to survive. In a galaxy full of powerful civilizations, humanity had risen above them all. Earth became known across the stars as the ultimate predator, not because of their strength, but because of their ability to survive against all odds. The X-Rail, once the conquerors of the galaxy, had been defeated by a small group of humans who had proven that intelligence could be the most powerful weapon of all. Humanity had shown that even in the face of overwhelming odds, one could win with wit, not weapons. Earth's victory became a legendary tale across the galaxy, inspiring other civilizations to value intelligence and resourcefulness over brute force. Earth, once considered insignificant, was now the symbol of the greatest power the galaxy had ever known. The Orc Empire, a ruthless and powerful alien race, had been conquering star systems for centuries. No planet had ever been able to stand in their way. The galaxy trembled at the mention of their name. Now, the Orcs had set their sights on Earth, a small, unknown planet in the far corner of the galaxy. They believed the humans would crumble under their might, just like countless civilizations before them. The Orcs were certain that Earth would fall within a day. As the Orcs began their invasion, they expected a swift victory. Their ships landed on Earth's surface, and their soldiers stormed the planet with overwhelming force. But the Orcs didn't expect what happened next. Earth didn't try to match their power with brute strength. Instead, humanity used something far more dangerous: cunning. A small group of Earth soldiers, engineers, and ordinary civilians began their counterattack. They didn't have advanced weapons or the ability to fight head-on with the Orcs, but they did have knowledge of their terrain and an unmatched ability to think outside the box. The humans set up complex traps using everyday materials. They created false signals that misled the Orcs into thinking they were being attacked by a much larger force. The Orcs were thrown into chaos. They couldn't understand why their communication systems were constantly being jammed. Their fleets were drawn into unexpected locations, and their soldiers were lured into traps, making them believe they were being overwhelmed. The Orcs thought they were facing an army much larger and stronger than what Earth could possibly have. The more they fought, the more they found themselves at a disadvantage, facing an enemy they couldn't comprehend. The final battle came when the Orcs launched their largest attack yet, bringing their most advanced weapon, a massive energy cannon designed to wipe out entire cities in seconds. The Orcs were confident that this would be the end for Earth. They aimed the weapon at one of Earth's most defended cities, believing no force could stop them. But the humans had other plans. A small team of Earth's defenders had carefully laid out a trap. They used their knowledge of the Orcs' technology and the land they were fighting on. As the Orcs fired their energy cannon, the humans triggered a sequence of events that disabled the weapon without even touching it. It wasn't brute force or advanced technology that won the day. It was the humans' ingenuity and understanding of their surroundings. With the energy cannon disabled and the Orcs' forces in disarray, the humans struck. They used stealth, clever strategies, and their knowledge of the land to outmaneuver the Orcs at every turn. In the end, the Orcs were forced to retreat, leaving behind a planet they thought would fall easily into their grasp. The galaxy was left stunned. The Orcs, the most powerful empire known in the galaxy, had been defeated not by superior firepower, but by the intelligence and resourcefulness of a small, seemingly insignificant species. The humans had proven that they didn't need to fight with strength to win. Instead, they used their cunning, knowledge, and the environment around them to defeat the most powerful empire in the galaxy. The Orcs, once the conquerors of worlds, retreated in fear, their reputations shattered. They had underestimated humanity and learned the hard way that Earth's greatest strength was its mind. The galaxy, which had once thought Earth was nothing more than a small defenseless planet, now knew the truth. Humans were the greatest hunters in the galaxy. They didn't need to match the Orcs in power. They simply outsmarted them at every turn. News of Earth's victory spread quickly across the stars. Other civilizations now saw humanity in a new light. No longer was Earth a weak, defenseless planet. Humans had shown the galaxy that they could face any challenge and outwit even the greatest of foes. Earth had become a force to be reckoned with, and its reputation as the greatest hunters spread throughout the galaxy. The Orcs may have had the power, but the humans had something they couldn't defeat: the ability to think, adapt, and use their surroundings to their advantage. In the end, it wasn't the strength of the humans that won the day, it was their brains. Earth, once thought to be weak, had proven that sometimes the greatest weapon in the galaxy is simply the ability to outthink your enemies. The Thraxian Legion was feared throughout the galaxy. Known for their ruthless conquests, the Thraxians had destroyed countless civilizations, leaving nothing but ashes in their wake. When they set their sights on Earth, they expected it to be just another easy conquest. The Thraxians believed that humanity, with its primitive technology, would fall within hours. They couldn't have been more wrong. Earth had no intention of surrendering without a fight. Instead of responding with a large military force or advanced technology, Earth made a bold decision: send a small team of warriors, tech experts, and survivalists. The Thraxians laughed when they heard Earth's plan, convinced that the few humans who would face them would be wiped out in minutes. But Earth's defenders were not ordinary soldiers. They were a mix of ordinary people with extraordinary minds. The humans had spent decades learning how to survive in their harsh environment, and now they would use that knowledge against the Thraxians. The humans set up traps, planted false signals, and launched small surprise attacks. At first, the Thraxians didn't understand what was happening. They had superior technology and an overwhelming force, yet they kept losing skirmishes. The humans' clever tactics were throwing them off balance, and soon the invaders found themselves in a chaotic situation. With each attack, the humans gained more ground. The Thraxians grew more frustrated, unable to figure out how Earth's defenders were able to disrupt their superior forces. Their fleet, once invincible, was now caught in a web of confusion and uncertainty. The Thraxians, tired of the delays and the unexpected losses, decided to launch a final assault on Earth's capital. They believed this would be the moment to crush the humans once and for all. With all their forces concentrated on the capital, the Thraxians were confident they could overwhelm Earth's defenders. What they didn't know was that the humans had prepared for this very moment. Using their understanding of the planet's terrain and their knowledge of the Thraxian tactics, Earth's warriors had set a devastating trap. The capital was surrounded by mountains and dense forests, areas that the Thraxians had never encountered before. As the Thraxian fleet descended upon the capital, they were met with a surprise hidden mines, electromagnetic pulses that disabled their weapons, and an army of humans using guerrilla tactics. The Thraxians, who relied on advanced technology, found themselves outwitted at every turn. Their ships were immobilized, their weapons useless, and their soldiers caught off guard. The humans didn't have the advanced technology to match the Thraxians, but they had something far more powerful: the environment itself. They used the land, the weather, and the natural resources of their planet to create traps and ambushes. The Thraxians, who had expected an easy victory, were now in full retreat. The Thraxians, defeated and humiliated, were forced to retreat from Earth. They couldn't understand how a tiny, primitive planet could have outsmarted them. They had underestimated humanity, and now they were paying the price. The Thraxian fleet limped away, leaving Earth's defenders standing victorious. The galaxy watched in awe. Earth had done what no one had expected: defeat the Thraxian Legion with nothing more than clever tactics, strategy, and an understanding of their own planet. Humanity had proven that they didn't need advanced technology or overwhelming numbers to win. They had shown that they could defeat even the greatest threats through their minds, their resilience, and their ability to adapt to any situation. AS news spread across the stars. Earth's reputation grew. No longer seen as a weak and insignificant planet, Earth was now considered the apex predator of the galaxy. The galaxy realized that humanity's greatest strength was not in their technology or their weapons. It was in their creativity, their teamwork, and their determination to survive. And so, Earth became a symbol of hope and strength in the galaxy. The Thraxians had underestimated the humans, but now they knew better. Earth had proven that no matter how strong an enemy may seem, they could always be outsmarted. The humans had defeated the unbeatable, and their place at the top of the galaxy was assured. The galaxy had always feared the Syrex Alliance, a race of aliens known for their unbeatable technology and merciless ways. The Syrex had conquered countless planets, leaving devastation in their wake. Their ships were untouchable, their weapons unmatched, and their will to conquer unyielding. When the Syrex set their sights on Earth, the galaxy laughed. "This tiny planet doesn't stand a chance," they said. Earth, with its primitive weapons and limited resources, was no match for the mighty Syrex. The universe watched, waiting for the inevitable fall of the planet. But humanity had no plans to surrender. Instead of sending massive armies or advanced weapons, Earth responded to the threat with something the Syrex hadn't anticipated: ingenuity. A small group of soldiers, scientists, and engineers were chosen to represent humanity. The Syrex laughed at the idea humans were weak, fragile, and unprepared for the might of their empire. But they underestimated the one thing that made humans dangerous: their creativity. The humans quickly adapted to the situation. They didn't have the technology to match the Syrexes, but they had something better: imagination. They began hacking into the Syrex ships, breaking their codes, and using the very resources of Earth to their advantage. With simple tools and knowledge, they sabotaged the Cyrex's systems, leaving the aliens confused and vulnerable. Meanwhile, small teams of soldiers and engineers began setting up traps on the ground. They used their understanding of the land and their environment to create ingenious defenses. The Cyrex ships, with all their advanced technology, were vulnerable to the simplest tricks: false signals, hidden mines, and carefully crafted diversions. Despite their confidence, the Cyrex found themselves in a strange situation. They couldn't understand how Earth's people were managing to evade them at every turn. The humans had no advanced weapons, no fleet of ships, and no chance of defeating the Cyrex with brute force. Yet, the Cyrex were losing, and they couldn't figure out why. The final battle arrived as the Cyrex fleet descended upon Earth with overwhelming force. The aliens had come to finish what they started, and they believed this time nothing would stop them. The humans, however, had already set their trap. The Cyrex fleet entered Earth's atmosphere, confident that they would wipe out any remaining resistance. But as soon as they did, they were met with chaos. The ship's weapons malfunctioned. Their advanced shields flickered and failed. The Cyrex commanders, who had once thought their technology unbeatable, were now staring at the ruins of their own fleet. What the Cyrex didn't know was that the humans had been hacking into their systems the entire time. They had used Earth's resources to disable the fleet's weapons and shields, and now the Cyrex were powerless. The humans didn't need to fire a single shot to stop the invaders. They had outsmarted them at every step. The Cyrex fleet, once unstoppable, was left stranded and helpless. The humans didn't just win, they had forced the Cyrex into retreat without ever firing a weapon. The simple tricks, the ingenious strategies, and the teamwork of Earth's defenders had turned the tide. The Cyrex, once the most feared empire in the galaxy, were defeated by the most unlikely force: humanity's creativity. The Cyrex alliance retreated in shock and disbelief. They had underestimated humanity, and in doing so, they had faced the full force of Earth's greatest weapon: intelligence and resourcefulness. The galaxy watched in awe as the once mighty invaders fled from a planet they had thought to be an easy target. Earth had proven that their greatest strength lay not in their weapons or their numbers, but in their creativity, determination, and teamwork. The humans had faced a seemingly invincible force and had won not through power, but through their ability to think and adapt. The galaxy, which had once viewed Earth as insignificant, now saw it in a new light. Humanity had shown that no matter how powerful an enemy might seem, they could be defeated through cleverness and ingenuity. The Cyrex had been beaten not by brute force, but by the simplest of strategies, outsmarting the enemy at every turn. Earth's victory became legendary. The galaxy now saw humanity as the apex predator capable of defeating any threat without ever needing to fire a weapon. The humans had proven that they didn't need advanced technology to win, they simply needed to think differently. And with that, Earth became the most respected and feared planet in the galaxy, a symbol of intelligence, determination, and the strength of the human spirit.